Okay, let's truly unpack this. Imagine something sitting in your kitchen right now, something you probably reach for thinking it's the epitome of healthy snacking.
Mm, a go-to.
Exactly. What if I told you that, particularly if you're a senior citizen, frequent intake of the seemingly innocent food could quietly, almost insidiously, elevate your risk of cardiovascular disease by a staggering 48%?
48%. That's huge.
It sounds almost unbelievable, doesn't it? We've all been kind of conditioned to believe that nuts are a health food, a staple, rich in energy and, good fats.
Right. That's the common wisdom.
But some of the most popular varieties, those benign additions we toss into our salads or grab by the handful, well, they could be silently increasing blood pressure, fueling inflammation throughout the body, actively contributing to arterial blockage, and maybe even accelerating cognitive decline.
And this is happening even when people think they're making a healthy choice.
Precisely. Despite countless seniors consuming them, genuinely believing they're making a health-conscious choice. And here's where it gets even more intriguing and frankly a little alarming.
Oh.
There's a specific, widely consumed nut, and I'm using air quotes here for a reason, one that's likely in your pantry as we speak, that's directly associated with high concentrations of a genuinely poisonous substance.
Poisonous. You mean like actually toxic?
Yes. When ingested regularly, especially by an aging body, this substance can inflict severe long-term damage on your liver, your kidneys, and even your precious cognitive abilities. It's, lauded by many low-carb and health-conscious communities.
Yeah, I think I know where you might be going with this.
Yet it harbors this dark truth that could be doing permanent silent harm to your body as it ages.
Well, today we're embarking on a crucial deep dive into the often misunderstood world of nut consumption.
Yeah.
This isn't just a general overview. It's specifically tailored for you, our listener, focusing intently on the unique nutritional needs, the distinct benefits, and yes, the very real potential risks for individuals navigating life over the age of 65.
That's so important.
It really is. Our mission, pure and simple, is to cut through the noise and provide you with the most comprehensive, actionable guide to nuts. We'll identify precisely which ones are truly your allies, safest, best for your heart and brain health, and even beneficial for areas like, say, bone density and thyroid function.
Good stuff.
And, crucially, we'll shine a bright light on those nuts that, despite their popularity, should probably be avoided or at least eaten with extreme caution. The goal here is to give you a powerful shortcut to being well-informed, delivering those vital nuggets of knowledge without ever making you feel, overwhelmed by all the health info out there.
And let me assure you, the insights we're about to share aren't based on, anecdotal whispers or fleeting fads. Our exploration today is anchored firmly in robust, peer-reviewed scientific research.
Solid science.
Absolutely. We've meticulously combed through studies published in highly respected journals like the American College of Cardiology. We've gathered compelling findings reported in the International Journal of Obesity, and we've delved into cutting-edge research from renowned institutions such as Tufts University.
Good sources.
This isn't about cherry-picking data. It's about extracting the most important, actionable knowledge from extensive, credible sources to truly guide you towards making better, more informed health choices as you age. Now, let's revisit that initial shocker we started with, that unsettling 48% cardiovascular disease risk. Here's where it gets really interesting and, frankly, a bit sobering.
Okay.
That isn't a hypothetical figure just plucked from the air. It's a statistic that emerged from multi-year research published in a highly reputable journal, the American College of Cardiology.
Wow. So real-world data over time.
Exactly. This isn't a minor concern we're discussing. It's a profoundly significant finding directly relevant to the heart health of seniors. Many of us implicitly trust the foods we've grown up with, especially those touted as healthy. But for an aging body, what might have been benign in your 20s can become, well, a serious, silent antagonist in your 60s and beyond.
And this reality is terrifying precisely because we are talking about nuts that are incredibly common, incredibly popular.
Things people eat every day.
Right. And yet they are quietly, incrementally contributing to serious long-term health issues for aging bodies. Think about it. These are snacks many of us consume regularly, often without a second thought, truly believing them to be inherently good for us.
Yeah, a handful of nuts, great snack.
But the mechanisms through which they cause harm are often subtle, almost insidious. They can silently increase your blood pressure, leading to chronic low-grade inflammation that strains systems throughout your entire body.
That inflammation seems to be key in so many age-related issues.
It really is. Over time, they contribute to the insidious blocking of arteries, restricting vital blood flow. And, disturbingly, they can even accelerate cognitive decline, making that frustrating mental fog or memory lapse, more pronounced.
So it's not just one thing, it's multiple potential harms.
Exactly. Our bodies undergo significant changes as we age, and what was once a harmless or even beneficial part of our diet in our youth can, in our later years, transform into a significant health liability.
It truly shines a light on a widespread misconception, doesn't it? Many seniors are eating these particular nuts genuinely thinking they're actively promoting their health,
Doing the right thing.
when in fact they might be unknowingly sabotaging it, adding silent stressors to their aging systems. This is why this deep dive is so profoundly important. It's about empowering you with the knowledge to discern true nutritional allies from hidden dietary hazards.
Precisely. And let's not forget that specific nut we hinted at earlier, the one carrying a poisonous substance with the potential for permanent damage. The time for mystery is over. We're talking about peanuts.
Peanuts, okay, that's the one. So many people eat those.
Yes, the humble peanut, likely sitting in your snack jar right now, perhaps praised by certain popular low-carb diets. But here's the crucial hidden danger. Peanuts are legumes, not true nuts, and they grow underground, making them highly susceptible to a particular mold.
Right, legumes like beans or peas.
Exactly. And this mold produces something called aflatoxins. When regularly ingested, these aflatoxins can cause permanent, insidious damage to aging bodies, impacting the liver's ability to detoxify, straining the kidneys, and profoundly affecting crucial cognitive functions.
Wow, aflatoxins. That sounds serious.
It is. This isn't just about allergies, which are also a concern with peanuts, of course. It's about a widespread, hidden toxin in one of America's most beloved snacks.
And that 48% risk figure.
The very statistics we began with, the potential 48% increase in cardiovascular risk, are partly fueled by the silent systemic damage that chronic low-grade inflammation and toxin exposure from foods like peanuts can cause in an aging body. It all connects.
Okay, wow. With those sobering but crucial insights firmly in mind, it's natural to wonder, if these common pantry staples hold such hidden risks, what should we be reaching for?
Good question. What are the good guys?
Exactly. What nuts are genuinely our allies in healthy aging? Let's now shift our focus from the cautionary tales to the truly beneficial. We're going to dive deep into 4 types of nuts that seniors should actively incorporate into their diet, beginning with a powerful ally for one of our most fundamental needs as we age: bone health. Kicking off our must-eat list, we have almonds, truly a bone-strengthening powerhouse.
Almonds, a classic.
They aren't just good for you, they're consistently ranked as one of the very best foods for an aging body, primarily due to their exceptionally high calcium and vitamin E content.
2 critical nutrients.
Absolutely crucial for keeping bones resilient and strong as you gracefully age.
And a key insight here is understanding the dynamic nature of our bones as we get older. It's not static. As we navigate the later stages of life, our bones inherently become more porous and, brittle.
Yeah, you hear about osteoporosis a lot.
Exactly. This natural bone loss actually accelerates quite significantly after the age of 65. This makes fractures far more likely. Think about a simple fall becoming a major event, and critically, far more prone to causing serious, life-altering complications.
Like a hip fracture. That can be devastating for seniors.
Devastating. It can dramatically impact a senior's mobility, independence, and overall quality of life. So anything that can slow that process down is profoundly beneficial.
And the really encouraging news is you don't need to consume massive quantities of almonds to see meaningful benefits. It's not like you have to eat pounds of them.
No, not at all.
In fact, just a modest 1/4 cup of almonds per day, which is about, 23 almonds?
Less than that, yeah.
That will provide approximately 97 milligrams of calcium. That's a simple, delicious, and easy-to-integrate addition to your daily routine that can genuinely help slow down this natural bone degradation, offering a vital protective effect.
But what's truly unique and often overlooked about almonds is that they don't just supply calcium, they also deliver a significant amount of magnesium.
Ah, magnesium. I hear that's important too.
It is. And magnesium is a mineral that many elderly people are, unfortunately, often deficient in. This dual presence of calcium and magnesium is incredibly important because magnesium functions as a crucial traffic cop within your body.
A traffic cop, I like that analogy. So it's like directing the calcium.
Exactly. Think of magnesium as that tiny, diligent traffic cop standing at the intersection of your arteries and your bones. Its vital job is to prevent calcium from going rogue and causing damage by accumulating in your arteries where it absolutely shouldn't be.
Right, hardening of the arteries.
Precisely. Preventing that and instead ensuring it safely reaches your bones. This ensures calcium arrives precisely where it's needed to build and maintain strength, keeping your skeletal system robust.
So without enough magnesium, the calcium might end up in the wrong place.
That's the risk.
Yeah.
It can misdeposit, leading to issues that compromise both bone and cardiovascular health. And beyond their unparalleled role in bone health, almonds' abundance of beneficial monounsaturated fats also plays a significant part in aiding overall heart health.
Ah, the good fats.
The good fats, they're remarkably effective at lowering levels of bad LDL cholesterol, which is particularly crucial as the risk of cardiovascular disease naturally increases with age.
So you're getting a powerful dual action here, supporting bones and heart.
Exactly. Two of the most critical systems in an aging body, your skeletal system and your entire circulatory system.
And for something that impacts a significant portion of the elderly population, roughly 40% of seniors struggle with it, almonds are also an excellent weapon against constipation.
Oh, that's a practical benefit.
A very practical one. This is thanks to their high fiber content, providing approximately 3.5 grams per serving. That's a practical, everyday benefit that can profoundly improve comfort and quality of life. Nobody enjoys dealing with digestive discomfort, right?
Absolutely not. And almonds offer a natural, gentle solution there. If we connect this to the bigger picture of overall cellular aging and brain health, studies conducted by researchers at Tufts University have shown that almonds can actually help prevent the oxidative damage that many worry would happen to their brain cells as they get older.
Oxidative damage, like cellular rusting.
That's a great way to put it. This oxidative stress is a key factor in accelerated aging throughout the body, including the brain. So anything that can combat it is incredibly valuable for maintaining cognitive sharpness.
And here's a specific practical tip for you listening right now to maximize these benefits. Always look for almonds with their skins on.
The skin matters.
It really does. The skin contains powerful compounds called flavonoids. When these flavonoids combine with the vitamin E already present in the almond, it creates a synergistic effect, making the almonds twice as powerful an antioxidant.
Twice as powerful just from keeping the skin on. Simple.
It's a simple choice that literally doubles their protective power against cellular damage.
For a daily serving, I generally recommend aiming for, say, 15 to 20 almonds. Ideally consumed raw or dry roasted without any added salt.
No salt. Why is that so important?
Well, the sodium can counteract some of their cardiovascular advantages, especially if you're watching your blood pressure. So unsalted is usually best to maximize the benefits.
Okay, this raises an important question for you, our listener. Are you chewing your nuts well?
Yes. Chewing. Seems basic, but...
Right. While incredibly beneficial, almonds, like many nuts, can pose a choking hazard for elderly people who might have trouble swallowing, perhaps due to dry mouth from certain medications, which is common.
Very common.
So ensure they are chewed thoroughly before eating. That simple act of mindful chewing is not just about digestion, it's a key safety measure for seniors. Okay, moving seamlessly to our second must-eat nut, we have walnuts, the undisputed cognitive function improver.
Walnuts, yes, the brain nuts.
They literally look like tiny brains, don't they? Complete with hemispheres and convolutions. And it turns out that striking resemblance is absolutely no coincidence. Walnuts truly stand out as one of the best brain foods for seniors because of this profound, almost uncanny connection.
What's truly fascinating here and fundamentally important for an aging brain is that walnuts are the best plant-based source of the omega-3 fatty acid, alpha-linolenic acid, or ALA, compared to any other popular nut.
ALA. Okay, so that specific omega-3 is key.
It's profoundly significant for the brains of the elderly, yes. Omega-3s are absolutely essential. Think of ALA like supercharging the internal wiring of your brain.
Keeping things flowing smoothly.
Exactly. It ensures your thoughts flow smoothly, your memories stay sharp, and your brain cells communicate at peak efficiency, protecting against that frustrating mental fog we often associate with aging. They work to keep the membranes of brain cells intact, which is fundamental for healthy, long-term brain function.
And the scientific research supporting this is really compelling, isn't it?
Very much so.
According to a new study published in the prestigious Journal of Nutrition, seniors who ingested just 1.5 ounces of walnuts daily, that's roughly a handful, right?
About a handful, yeah.
For a mere 8 weeks, showed significant measurable gains in both cognitive processing speed and mental flexibility.
Just 8 weeks. Think about that.
Imagine. quicker recall of names, easier problem solving, and a more agile mind, all from a simple, delicious daily addition to your diet. That's a measurable improvement directly linked to cognitive performance.
Furthermore, walnuts contain unique polyphenolic chemicals. Now, if we connect this to the bigger picture of maintaining brain health as we age, these remarkable compounds may actively impede the development of neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's and dementia.
How do they do that?
They achieve this by doing something quite extraordinary, penetrating the blood-brain barrier, a feat many beneficial compounds cannot accomplish.
So they can actually get into the brain.
Precisely. And then they directly combat inflammation in neural tissues. This direct, targeted action on brain inflammation is incredibly powerful, offering a direct defense against cognitive decline.
And here's a lesser-known benefit that many people, especially seniors, might find incredibly valuable. Walnuts also naturally contain melatonin.
The sleep hormone.
Exactly. Our melatonin levels normally drop with age, which is a significant factor contributing to sleep problems for many seniors, leading to restless nights and daytime fatigue. Some people have found that eating just a small handful of walnuts before bed actually helps them get a better, more restorative night's rest.
A natural sleep aid, potentially.
It's a natural, gentle way to support your natural sleep cycle without relying on synthetic aids.
Walnuts' impressive combination of arginine, an amino acid that crucially promotes healthy blood vessel function, and their rich supply of polyphenols, which actively lower oxidative stress throughout the body, also makes them incredibly beneficial to overall cardiovascular health.
So good for the heart, too, not just the brain.
Absolutely. This powerful dual action supports both the structural integrity and the functional efficiency of your entire circulatory system, from your largest arteries to your tiniest capillaries.
In fact, the benefits extend even further. Walnuts can even enhance the effects of blood pressure medicine by assisting the elderly in keeping their arteries flexible and responsive.
That's interesting working with medication.
That's a powerful synergistic effect that can truly make a difference for those actively managing hypertension, potentially leading to better blood pressure control and reduced strain on the heart.
Now, to ensure you're getting the maximum benefit from walnuts, here's a crucial storage tip. Always keep them in the fridge.
The fridge? Why is that?
Their delicate oils can go rancid relatively quickly if exposed to light and air, which degrades their beneficial compounds, especially those omega-3s.
Ah, okay. Protect the good stuff. And how many should we aim for?
Aim for about 7 to 9 halves of walnuts every day to consistently reap their full range of benefits. And keep them cold.
And as a delightful added bonus, especially for those looking to maintain their dexterity, you can keep your fine motor skills remarkably sharp by cracking them yourself whenever you get the chance.
A little workout for the fingers.
Exactly. It's a small, satisfying activity that contributes to overall hand-eye coordination and muscle memory.
And finally, a note on taste. Don't be put off by the naturally protective flavor of walnuts. That slight bitterness you might taste, particularly from the skin.
Yeah, some people don't love that.
Right, but it's actually a clear indication of their potent antioxidants hard at work. It's a taste marker of their beneficial power, not something to avoid. Think of it as tasting the health.
Okay, next up on our list of must-eat nuts, we have pistachios, which I genuinely believe may be the most underrated nut for seniors.
Pistachios, the green ones, fun to eat too.
They are, and they hold some truly significant, often overlooked benefits, especially when it comes to two absolutely crucial areas for aging bodies, regulating blood pressure and protecting vision. These little green gems are far more powerful than their size suggests.
What's truly fascinating here, and a key insight into their blood pressure benefits, is their unique nutritional profile. A naturally low salt content, beautifully balanced, with a surprisingly high potassium content.
Low salt, high potassium. That sounds like a good combo for blood pressure.
It's ideal. They pack around 285 milligrams of potassium per serving. This makes them an exceptionally healthy and heart-friendly snack option. The specific mineral balance is especially important for the elderly because, as we age, our kidneys often become less efficient at excreting excess sodium.
Right.
The potassium in the pistachios actively helps prevent the kidneys from retaining salt, leading directly to better and more stable blood pressure control.
In fact, studies have shown they may lower systolic blood pressure by a remarkable 3 to 5 points.
That's significant.
It is. To put that in perspective, that's an effect comparable to some prescription medications, but with the added bonus of being a delicious natural food and, crucially, without any of the negative side effects that can sometimes come with pharmaceuticals.
A natural way to help manage hypertension. That's powerful. Beyond blood pressure, pistachios are also exceptionally rich in specific carotenoids, lutein and zeaxanthin.
Lutein and zeaxanthin, those sound familiar for eye health.
Exactly. These compounds are absolutely crucial because they act as a powerful shield, protecting against age-related macular degeneration, or AMD.
AMD, that's the leading cause of vision loss in older adults, right?
It is, often leading to a loss of central vision. Lutein and zeaxanthin achieve this by concentrating directly on the macula of the eye, where they filter harmful blue light and neutralize free radicals, preserving your precious eyesight as you age.
And here's a practical point. For those who worry about their dental health, a common concern for seniors with crowns, bridges, or simply weaker enamel, you can enjoy the delightful crunch of pistachios without worrying about the potential damage they could do to your teeth and gums from other much harder nuts.
Good point. Less risk of a cracked tooth.
Exactly. They offer a satisfying texture and sound without the risk of an unexpected trip to the dentist.
And beyond their practical benefits, their distinctive green and purple hues aren't just aesthetically pleasing. They're vibrant indicators of the presence of powerful antioxidants.
So the color actually means something.
It does. These compounds actively aid in neutralizing free radicals, which are those unstable molecules that hasten the aging process throughout the entire body, from your skin cells to your internal organs. So those beautiful colors are a visual cue to their internal power. Pistachios are also remarkably practical for elders, especially when it comes to mindful eating.
Oh, so.
The simple, deliberate act of shelling them naturally slows down consumption, preventing overeating. This physical barrier promotes a more conscious approach to snacking, ensuring you're truly savoring each one.
The International Journal of Obesity actually reported on this fascinating phenomenon. The obvious pile of empty shells helps seniors better control their intake by providing a clear, visual indicator of exactly how much they've consumed.
A built-in portion control mechanism.
Exactly. It transforms a simple snack into a mindful eating experience that can be both calming and, interestingly, stimulating for cognitive function, turning a beneficial food into a beneficial ritual.
We recommend aiming for approximately 49 pistachios per day, which is roughly 1 ounce of unsalted or lightly salted pistachios.
49? That sounds like a lot, but they're small.
They are. And for those with arthritis in their hands or reduced dexterity, making shelling difficult, you can still enjoy the benefits. Look specifically for ones that are already half open, making them much easier to access and enjoy.
Good tip. And for the significant portion of the population, about 25% of Americans over the age of 65 who are diabetic or pre-diabetic, the 3 grams of fiber per ounce of pistachios is incredibly helpful in regulating blood sugar levels.
Another win. Fiber is key for blood sugar management.
So it makes them a smart, natural choice for supporting metabolic health and managing those glucose spikes. Okay, taking the top spot for targeted health benefits, and perhaps the most crucial for a specific, often overlooked aspect of aging well, is the Brazil nut.
Brazil nuts. These are interesting. Not as common, maybe?
Perhaps not, but incredibly potent. This is a powerful remedy for thyroid issues and a truly remarkable ally against cellular aging. We rank them first because they play such a pivotal role in thyroid function, which is an important but sometimes neglected part of maintaining vitality as we age.
What's truly fascinating here, and a game changer for many seniors, is that Brazil nuts are the richest natural food source of selenium known to man.
Selenium. Okay, I've heard of that.
To put that into astounding perspective, just a single Brazil nut can provide an incredible 96 micrograms of selenium. That is a whopping 137% of your daily recommended requirement from one nut.
One nut. Wow, that's potent.
Extremely. This is profoundly important because thyroid disorders afflict up to 20% of persons over 65, and their symptoms, like fatigue, weight gain, or mental fogginess, are often tragically mistaken for just natural aging, leading to many cases going undiagnosed and untreated.
So this could be a missing piece for some people feeling sluggish.
It really could be.
So how does the selenium work its magic?
Selenium, which is so incredibly abundant in Brazil nuts, is absolutely crucial for the activation of thyroid hormone.
Okay.
And in turn, your thyroid hormone supports a cascade of essential bodily functions: robust energy production, efficient metabolism, and even stable mood control.
Energy, metabolism, mood. That covers a lot.
It's a tiny nut with a massive systemic impact on your overall well-being and how you feel day to day. A healthy thyroid means more energy, clearer thinking, and a better mood, all vital for thriving in your later years. In addition to their profound thyroid support, the specific fatty acids found in Brazil nuts also aid in the preservation of myelin.
Myelin, that's the coating on nerve cells, right?
Exactly. Myelin is the protective sheath that insulates our nerve cells, allowing electrical impulses to travel quickly and efficiently throughout our nervous system. This myelin often naturally declines with age, leading to slower reactions.
If we connect this to the bigger picture of maintaining functional independence, this myelin maintenance means seniors may be able to keep their reflexes sharper, their reaction times quicker, and their cognitive processing speeds more agile for longer.
So, potentially better reaction times.
Yes. It directly supports the speed and efficiency of your entire nervous system, from responding to a sudden sound to quickly recalling a name.
The selenium in Brazil nuts is particularly interesting because it is organically bonded. This makes it far more accessible and easier for your body to absorb and utilize compared to, say, synthetic selenium tablets.
So your body can actually use it better from the nut.
Precisely. This high bioavailability means you're truly getting more bang for your buck, nutritionally speaking, ensuring your body can put this vital mineral to work effectively.
Brazil nuts are so incredibly powerful that you truly only need a few. In fact, just one or two to feel their remarkable effects and meet your daily selenium needs.
Just one or two per day.
Per day. And their rich, creamy texture makes even a small amount feel pleasant and deeply satisfying, so you don't need to overdo it to reap the incredible rewards.
As a matter of fact, I strongly advise seniors to consume no more than one or two Brazil nuts every day. This is a case where more is definitely not better.
Okay, so moderation is absolutely key here. Why?
Due to the potential negative effects of an overabundance of selenium. While essential in moderation, excessive selenium can lead to a condition called selenosis, with symptoms like hair loss and brittle nails. So precise portion control is absolutely critical here. One or two is the sweet spot.
When you're shopping for Brazil nuts, try to get ones that are still in their shells if you can.
Like with walnuts, keeps them fresher.
Exactly. This natural packaging acts as a protective barrier, keeping the vital nutrients intact for a longer period. And because of their naturally high fat content, which can turn rancid, always keep them in the fridge. This simple storage tip preserves their freshness and potency.
Brazil nuts also offer a beneficial combination of fiber and natural oils that contribute to maintaining intestinal regularity.
Another plus for digestion.
An excellent added advantage for seniors who frequently suffer from constipation, providing a gentle, natural solution. And thanks to their naturally sweet and buttery flavor, they are a fantastic, nutrient-dense alternative to less healthy snacks.
And here's the most astounding new evidence emerging from cellular research. Some powerful antioxidants found in Brazil nuts may actually slow the natural shortening of telomeres.
Telomeres. Those are the caps on our chromosomes, linked to aging.
Exactly. These are the protective caps on our chromosomes that normally shrink with age, directly influencing cellular aging. Imagine your body's cells each having a tiny internal clock. Telomeres are like the protective caps on those clock springs. Every time your cells divide, those caps get a little shorter.
Nudging the clock closer to cellular decline. Wow.
Brazil nuts offer a natural way to potentially slow that shortening, which means at a fundamental cellular level, they could be helping your body resist the very process of aging, keeping vital systems robust for longer.
That's incredible. Slowing aging at the cellular level.
This means they are truly perfect for you if you're 65 or older, offering a potential protective effect right down to your cells. Now, okay, with those powerful allies firmly understood, let's pivot to the other side of the equation. We need to talk about the nuts that some seniors may seriously wish to avoid or, at the very least, eat with extreme caution.
All right, the caution list.
Yes. These are the ones that, despite popular belief in widespread consumption, can be inflammatory triggers and dangerous medication disruptors, posing significant and often completely hidden risks that many are completely unaware of. This part of our deep dive is absolutely crucial for your safety and long-term health. First on our list of nuts we highly recommend approaching with extreme caution or even avoiding entirely are peanuts.
Back to peanuts.
Despite their omnipresence in American diets and their general popularity, peanuts are problematic for many elderly people due to several distinct and often unacknowledged dangers they represent.
To start, it's vital to understand, as we touched on, that peanuts aren't truly nuts at all. They're legumes, members of the pea and bean family, and crucially, they grow underground.
Right. Which makes them vulnerable to mold.
Precisely. This subterranean growth habit makes them exceptionally easy prey for certain molds, specifically Aspergillus flavus. This mold produces those aflatoxins, which are potent mycotoxins.
Then those harm the liver.
They can inflict severe harm on the liver. disrupting its vital detoxification functions and significantly increase the risk of liver cancer if consumed frequently over time. And here's the critical point for seniors. As we become older, our body's natural detoxification mechanisms inevitably become less efficient.
So we're more susceptible to the toxins.
Exactly. Which means that this risk, the impact of these toxins, grows significantly and becomes far more pronounced for an aging body.
So just to reiterate, these dangerous aflatoxins become a much more potent and potentially insidious threat to an aging body, precisely because your natural defenses, your liver's ability to process and eliminate toxins, are simply not as robust as they once were.
It's a subtle but significant vulnerability that increases with age. Even more worrisome for the elderly, beyond the direct toxicity, is that peanuts contain specific proteins that might quietly cause inflammatory reactions in many individuals, even in the absence of a dramatic, life-threatening allergy.
So not just allergies, but general inflammation.
Yes. This isn't always an obvious acute response. It's often a low-grade chronic inflammation that can silently exacerbate joint discomfort, putting additional stress on the cardiovascular system and even accelerating cognitive loss.
Things seniors are often already dealing with.
Exactly. All of these conditions are already higher risks for aging persons, and peanuts can quietly fan those flames.
And to compound this issue, most Americans already consume an excessive amount of omega-6 fatty acids compared to the much-needed anti-inflammatory omega-3s.
The omega-6 to omega-3 ratio.
Right.
The high omega-6 concentration of peanuts only further adds to this problematic imbalance, actively promoting a pro-inflammatory state throughout the body. It's like adding fuel to a fire that's already burning low. Now, this raises an important question, and a major red flag that far too often goes completely unaddressed in routine medical care.
Okay, what's this?
Many doctors neglect to warn their elderly patients about the potentially dangerous, even fatal interaction between peanuts and common blood thinners, like warfarin.
Wait, peanuts and blood thinners?
Oh, what?
Seriously?
Seriously. This critical interaction occurs specifically because of the vitamin K content naturally found in peanuts. Vitamin K plays a crucial role in blood clotting, and its intake can directly counteract the effects of blood-thinning medications, potentially leading to dangerous complications like clots.
Wow, that is a huge red flag.
It highlights a serious oversight in patient care that you, our listener, absolutely need to be aware of.
And the problems are further exacerbated by how we typically consume peanuts, right? Like peanut butter.
Oh, absolutely. Commercial peanut butters, often laden with added hydrogenated oils, excessive sodium, and refined sugars, multiply these problems for aging cardiovascular systems.
Bad fats, salt, sugar, not great.
Consider this. The 63% of American seniors who already suffer from hypertension have enough to worry about. And it's critical to note that even natural peanut butter without additional salt can contribute to elevated blood pressure due to its inherent nutritional profile and sodium content.
So even the healthy peanut butter isn't ideal for blood pressure.
It can still be problematic, yes. It often works against rather than for your heart health. Another often overlooked issue is that peanuts, due to their fat content, go rancid relatively quickly if not stored meticulously.
Rancid oils. That sounds bad.
It is, and when they do, they produce dangerous free radicals. These free radicals are highly reactive molecules that contribute significantly to cellular damage throughout the entire body, accelerating the aging process and increasing oxidative stress.
Furthermore, the common industrial practice of dry roasting peanuts for commercial use produces a chemical called acrylamide.
Acrylamide. I've heard of that in, like, burnt toast.
Yes, similar concerns. Acrylamide is a known neurotoxin and is associated with potential cognitive degrading effects, which is especially worrisome for individuals who are already concerned about memory loss, mental sharpness, and the overall trajectory of cognitive decline as they age.
So even if you've been eating peanuts regularly throughout your life without any immediately noticeable side effects, we strongly urge you to reconsider.
Maybe cut back or swap them out.
Exactly. Simply switching to one of our suggested beneficial nuts, almonds, walnuts, pistachios, for even just 3 days a week can help you get the essential nutrients you need while significantly lowering your long-term exposure to these truly harmful substances and their inflammatory effects. It's a small change that yields significant protective benefits.
Okay. Moving to our next nut that requires significant caution, we have cashews.
Cashews. People love cashews. They're creamy, tasty.
They are, but they pose a special and often hidden risk to elders due to their very high carbohydrate content and their surprisingly significant glycemic impact. They might project an image of innocent health, but they can indeed cause a stealthy and unwelcome sugar spike, especially for those managing blood sugar.
What's truly critical here, and a point many miss, is their specific nutritional breakdown. Cashews contain less of those protective fibers and a significantly higher carbohydrate load, approximately 9 grams per ounce, compared to true tree nuts like almonds or walnuts.
More carbs, less fiber. That means faster sugar absorption.
Precisely. This elevated carb content directly causes a more pronounced blood sugar reaction. This is particularly harmful for the substantial portion of the population, over 25% of whom have diagnosed diabetes, and another 48% who are pre-diabetic.
Wow, that's almost 3/4 of seniors dealing with blood sugar issues.
Exactly. This direct, often underestimated impact on blood sugar cannot be overstated for this demographic.
This is particularly worrisome because cashews have cultivated such a positive health reputation, leading many elderly people to consume them in excess, often by the handful, without ever thinking about how they could be detrimentally affecting their blood sugar levels.
It's easy to overdo them because they taste good.
Right. It's a prime example of a healthy food subtly becoming a problem due to a lack of specific, age-tailored nutritional knowledge.
Beyond the glycemic impact, the smooth and curved shape of cashews gives them a distinct choking threat that absolutely should not be ignored, especially for individuals with swallowing difficulties or dry mouth.
That shape makes them slippery, easier to inhale.
Yes. Tragically, they are also one of the most aspirated nuts among seniors, meaning they are more likely to be accidentally inhaled into the lungs. This can lead to severe coughing, choking, and potentially even aspiration pneumonia, a serious and life-threatening condition for older lungs.
Nutritionally, cashews aren't just problematic for blood sugar, they also contain a significant amount of oxalates.
Oxalates, those are linked to kidney stones, right?
Exactly. But they also do something else. These are chemicals that can bind to calcium in the gut, effectively lowering your body's ability to absorb calcium. Imagine trying to fill a bucket with water, but every time you pour some in, some leaks out because of tiny holes.
So they interfere with calcium getting to your bones.
That's what oxalates can do to your calcium absorption, sabotaging your efforts to build and maintain strong bones, even if you're consuming enough calcium. This is a major issue for elderly people who are already at a heightened risk of osteoporosis.
And as you mentioned, those same oxalates dramatically increase the danger of kidney stone development, a risk that already increases significantly after the age of 60. So cashews can subtly contribute to two distinct and serious health issues directly related to mineral balance and kidney function. There's a further unseen problem with cashew processing that compromises their nutritional value. Cashews require extensive, often lengthy processing to extract a poisonous chemical called urushiol,
Baruchel, isn't that the stuff in poison ivy?
the very same irritant. While this processing makes them safe to eat, it unfortunately strips away much of their inherent nutritional benefits, leaving a less potent product than you might expect.
And unfortunately, many store-bought variations of cashews are oil-roasted and excessively salted, which simply adds unhealthy fats and a surplus of sodium,
More salt and bad fats.
which can further exacerbate blood pressure issues and put additional strain on an aging heart. It's a double whammy of unhealthy additions to an already problematic nut.
Cashews also contain enzyme inhibitors, which can hinder protein digestion.
Making it harder to digest protein, that's not good for seniors.
No, it's especially problematic for seniors who frequently have trouble digesting food and absorbing protein as it is. This is a common challenge that can lead to muscle loss and nutritional deficiencies. Cashews can simply make that harder.
And as a potential, often unacknowledged contributor to weight gain during a life stage when maintaining a healthy weight becomes increasingly tough, the creamy, satisfying texture of cashews makes them incredibly easy to overconsume.
You just keep reaching for more.
It's hard to stop at just a few, and those calories can add up quickly when metabolic rates are slowing down.
Therefore, our strong recommendation is that you substitute walnuts or almonds for cashews on a regular basis.
Swap them out.
Exactly. These alternatives offer a healthier snack option that poses significantly fewer threats to aging bodies, while providing superior, well-documented nutritional characteristics. It's a simple swap with profound health benefits.
Okay, next, we dive into macadamia nuts. Oh, these taste so good.
They do have that luxurious flavor, don't they? Buttery.
But despite their exquisite flavor and often perceived luxury, macadamia nuts pose a significant, yet often overlooked, health risk to the elderly. This is primarily due to their exceptionally high calorie density.
Calorie bombs, essentially.
Pretty much, making them a decadent treat that comes with a hidden cost for seniors.
They are, in fact, the most calorically dense nut available, packing an astounding average of about 200 calories per ounce.
200 calories for just a small handful.
Exactly. To visualize that, a small handful can easily contain as many calories as a small meal, making them a substantial energy load for a seemingly small serving.
And the fact that our metabolic rates inevitably fall with age only adds further stress to the already difficult task of weight management for the elderly. Those calories from macadamia nuts add up much faster when your body isn't burning energy as efficiently.
Making weight gain a real concern for many.
Definitely.
Their extraordinarily high fat content, about 22 grams per ounce.
22 grams, that's a lot of fat.
It is. And it exacerbates the gallbladder's already diminished efficiency, a common occurrence with age. This can potentially trigger painful episodes for the estimated 15% of seniors who have asymptomatic gallstones.
So it could trigger a gallbladder attack.
It could. This hidden fat can cause real discomfort and unexpected trips to the emergency room for those prone to gallbladder issues.
In addition to the sheer calorie count and fat, macadamia nuts are also among the nuts with the greatest saturated fat content at about 3 grams per ounce.
Saturated fat, the kind that raises LDL cholesterol.
Exactly. This can directly raise bad LDL cholesterol levels, something many elderly people already worry about and are actively trying to manage through diet and medication. It's a step in the wrong direction for cardiovascular health.
And because of their dense texture and inherent hardness, macadamia nuts pose a serious practical threat to the oral health of seniors who may have crowns, bridges, dentures, or simply weaker natural teeth.
They're really hard, aren't they?
Very hard. This is especially problematic for those over the age of 65 when tooth enamel naturally weakens due to years of wear and diminished calcium absorption. A fractured tooth from a macadamia nut is a painful and expensive problem.
Practically speaking, macadamia nuts are among the most expensive nuts on the market.
They can be pricey.
This financial consideration could inadvertently cause seniors who are watching their spending to choose cheaper varieties that might be more likely to be rancid or have been kept incorrectly. This exposes them to even more dangerous oxidized lipids, further adding to the health risks.
So trying to save money could actually backfire, health-wise.
Potentially, yes.
The nutritional composition of commercially available macadamia nuts is already suboptimal, and it's further degraded by common processing methods. They often add more sodium and damaged lipids by being oil-roasted and excessively salted,
More salt, more damaged fats.
further compromising their quality and making them a less than ideal choice for heart health.
Their rich, undeniably buttery flavor can also, unfortunately, lead to rapid overeating, particularly for older people who may find such strong, indulgent flavors very appealing and satisfying.
Easy to eat too many.
Very easy. It's worrisome that many elderly people eat macadamia nuts thinking they're doing something profoundly beneficial for their hearts. However, much of the research showing the benefits of nuts for heart health has primarily focused on or downplayed the role of these high-fat nuts like macadamia.
So the evidence isn't as strong for them compared to, say, walnuts or almonds.
Exactly. They simply haven't been studied in the same way, leaving a gap in understanding their true impact, especially considering the high calorie and saturated fat load.
So if you've been enjoying macadamia regularly, we strongly suggest you consider switching to pistachios.
Pistachios instead.
Yes, they offer a substantially higher nutritional profile that is especially suited to aging bodies, providing more targeted benefits without the significant caloric and oral health drawbacks.
And finally, rounding out our highly cautioned list are pine nuts.
Pine nuts, like in pesto.
Exactly. These are among the most troublesome nuts for the elderly for a number of profound reasons that are particularly acute and distinct for this demographic. They hold hidden risks that are vital for you to understand.
What's truly fascinating here, and frankly quite alarming, is that pine nuts contain specific chemicals that have been shown to interact with more than 60% of the prescription medications commonly given to seniors.
60%. That's
Oh.
huge.
Yeah.
Interact how?
This is an enormous figure. What this means is that the effectiveness of these crucial drugs medications for conditions like high cholesterol, statins, certain antidepressants, and various blood pressure medications could be significantly diminished. Or even worse, harmful side effects could be introduced or exacerbated.
So they could make your meds less effective or cause more side effects?
Both are possibilities.
Okay.
This is a critical drug-food interaction that needs to be taken very seriously.
This is an enormous red flag that you absolutely need to be aware of because, shockingly, most doctors and pharmacists, due to time constraints or maybe oversight, never explicitly tell their patients about the very real risk of food and drug interactions.
It often falls through the cracks.
It represents a significant knowledge gap in patient care that could directly impact your health outcomes and safety. You really need to be your own best advocate here.
But then there's the peculiar phenomenon known as pine nut sickness, or sometimes pine mouth.
Pine mouth, what's that?
It's perhaps the most worrisome immediate effect. It causes pine nuts to impart a lingering, bitter, metallic flavor throughout the mouth that can persist for days, sometimes even weeks, after eating them.
Weeks. A bad taste for weeks.
Yes, and this isn't just an unpleasant taste sensation.
Although this pine nut sickness may appear insignificant on the surface, it can have a truly disastrous effect on older adults. This is due to the direct correlation between taste alterations and a subsequent, often significant, decrease in hunger and overall nutritional status.
If food tastes bad, you don't eat as much.
Exactly. According to concerning research, a substantial reduction in body weight occurs in as many as 42% of those who are impacted by this syndrome, which, for an aging body already vulnerable to muscle loss and frailty, can be devastating and accelerate health decline.
That's a serious consequence from just a bad taste. And notably, this syndrome seems to be more common and pronounced in the elderly, which may be attributable to natural alterations in taste receptors and the body's detoxification pathways that occur with aging, making them more susceptible to this lingering and impactful side effect. Pine nuts also contain a significant amount of polyunsaturated fats. Now, while some polyunsaturated fats are healthy, those in pine nuts can quickly oxidize when exposed to light and air.
Go rancid quickly, like peanuts?
Similar issue, yes, creating harmful inflammatory chemicals in the body. This is a particular concern for elderly people who are already dealing with chronic inflammatory diseases like arthritis, as it can actively exacerbate their symptoms and increase discomfort.
Furthermore, aspiration can be a serious risk with pine nuts because of their small size and characteristically slick texture.
Small and slippery.
Yeah.
Bad combo for swallowing issues.
Yes. This is particularly worrisome for older persons who might already have trouble swallowing or who take medications that cause dry mouth, a problem for more than 70% of seniors who manage numerous prescriptions. Accidental inhalation of a small, slick nut can lead to severe coughing, choking, and even life-threatening respiratory issues like aspiration pneumonia.
And like cashews, while the body's ability to absorb proteins naturally decreases with age, pine nuts' inherent enzyme inhibitors can further impede protein digestion during this critical time.
Making it harder to get needed protein again.
Exactly. This compounds a common issue for seniors, making it harder for them to get the vital proteins needed for muscle maintenance and overall health.
And despite their deceptively small size, pine nuts are a calorie-dense item thanks to their high oil content and common use in dishes like pesto, where you might consume a lot without realizing it.
Yeah, pesto can add up quickly.
This can contribute to weight management issues prevalent after age 65, making it harder to maintain a healthy weight when metabolic rates are already slowing down.
And concerningly, new research is pointing to certain chemicals found in some pine nut varieties as a potential accelerator of age-related macular degeneration, or AMD.
Another potential hit to vision?
Potentially, yes, which, as we mentioned, is the primary cause of vision loss in the elderly. This adds an additional, serious, long-term vision risk to consider for this demographic.
Therefore, our strong recommendation is clear. If you're 65 or older, you should truly steer clear of these 4 nuts: peanuts, cashews, macadamia nuts, and pine nuts. The potential risks for an aging body, frankly, seem to significantly outweigh any perceived benefits. So what does all of this mean for you, our dedicated listener? This deep dive has truly unpacked how profoundly a person's health, their vitality, their energy levels, and their crucial brain function in their twilight years can be affected, for better or worse.
Big impact.
Huge impact. By their conscious dietary choices regarding which nuts to eat and, equally importantly, which to avoid. It's not just about what tastes good or what's convenient. It's about making truly informed decisions that profoundly serve your body as it ages.
Remember that the continuous, consistent application of even minor, informed adjustments in your daily life often produces enormous compounding outcomes in the long run.
Small changes add up.
They really do. Knowledge, especially this kind of actionable health knowledge, is most valuable when it is truly understood, taken to heart, and then consistently applied in your daily choices. It's about empowering yourself.
This raises an important question for you to ponder as you go about your day. Has there been any evidence in your own life where specific dietary changes, perhaps even the addition or removal of particular nuts, have had a noticeable, perhaps even surprising effect on your health or well-being?
It's a good question for reflection.
Perhaps one specific nut had the most profound impact on your life, either positive or negative, that you've now gained new insight into after listening today.
We've covered a wealth of information today, a real deep dive, and we genuinely hope this helps you make truly informed, empowering choices that actively support your well-being, your vitality, and your continued cognitive sharpness in the many wonderful years to come. Take a moment maybe, later today, to reflect on your own experiences and how this new knowledge might change your approach to that snack drawer or your next grocery list.